everyone. So thank you for inviting me to be part of this panel session today, and for Adrian and Julie for setting out the challenge that is obviously ahead of us. And there is still a lot that needs to be achieved, and a lot that we can do to create truly sustainable places and environments for everyone. So I'm here today as a house builder to give you the view from us, and it's clear that there still needs to be there is a lot to do, but I also wanted to reflect on what has been achieved and how the industry is changing, and some of the successes that we have already achieved. So from my viewpoint, I'm definitely seeing that there are more energy heroes coming out of their suits and starting to realize this challenge. Especially within our business, we're seeing that people are really starting to understand that we need to reduce our climate change, we need to mitigate against climate change and really reduce our impact. So I just wanted to reflect on the zero carbon policy and what that has achieved. So in 2006, as many of you are aware, the government set the zero carbon policy, and they set out that all homes will be zero carbon by 2016. And many of us were disappointed when this was withdrawn in July 2015 through the government's productivity plan, Fixing the Foundations. But we have achieved a lot. So the Part L 2006 was a 40% improvement on 2012. And then in 2010, it was a further 25% improvement. And then in 2013, it was a 6% improvement. So there has been a significant improvement in the energy efficiency. And the London Plan is now asking us, the draft London Plan is asking us to have a further 10% improvement. And then finally, Part L is to be published and will seek a new reduction, but we're yet to know when that will be published and how much it will be. So really, when we are designing and when we are building houses, they are energy efficient, and we really talk about the heating demand has really reduced. And what we focus on now is the hot water demand. And this is what we really need to think about as we go forward and as we design our homes and our buildings. And I really wanted to talk to you about this today, because this is where we need the innovation, and this is where we need to think differently. Our buildings are airtight enough now, so hot water is causing us more problems. So in a typical apartment block and in a house, because of the current energy policy, we often have CHP, so combined heat and power sources, that will create the hot water, whether it be in an energy center or in the basement of a building. And then it will carry that hot water all the way up through the building and along through the corridors to the apartments. And now there's a lot of inefficiencies with that, because the hot water has to be a certain temperature within the CHP and then transferred all the way through the building. So as it goes through the building, it loses heat, and it also causes overheating. So really, when we're thinking about designing our new buildings, we need to think how we can deliver hot water to our apartments efficiently, so that we don't lose all of that energy that has been created to get it to that temperature. So really what I want and what we're asking for is to think more holistically about it. And really what we want is sustainability superheroes that consider all of these factors together, and they don't just focus on energy and carbon, so that we understand that we need to think about pollution and water and biodiversity and people when we're designing our homes for the future. So at the Berkeley Group, we have started to think about this, and one of our key policies that we have been working on is net biodiversity gain. So in May 2016, we were the first house builder to make a commitment to net biodiversity gain, and we said that all of our developments would have a net biodiversity gain. So in the first year, we developed a toolkit based on the DEFRA metrics, and we have started to benchmark how much biodiversity is on site. And this is really important because biodiversity has many other benefits, and it helps to improve air quality, it helps with pollution, it helps with nature, it creates beautiful places. So this is why we need to think much more holistically about how we design our places. We need to think about climate change adaptation so that we ensure that the places and the homes that we are creating and building think about how they're going to adapt to the future weather. So my final point is that this is how I see myself. You know, I am an eco-warrior working in a house builder. I want more trees. And these are the people that we're all doing this for, the next generation. But many of you today will probably see the house builders as the people who are, you know, paving over our green space and causing a lot of problems. But what I want to say to you is that there's great opportunity with the house builders to create great places if we think holistically. So many of you will know that this is Rag and Bone Man, and in his words, I'm only human, so don't put all the blame on us. I'll hand over to Stephanie.